guys, it's Kimberly with My Beaded Bliss, and I am back to work on my niece's necklace. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to decide which pearls to use for her necklace, and we are going to decide I think I'm going to use these potato pearls, rice pearls actually, instead of the little button pearls. I think these are just a little more substantial. And I like that they're more white. So in incorporating these into the back of the chain would be a little bit easier, give me a little bit more room. So we're going to use those. And we are going to put, where's my opals at? There they are. And we're going to surround each pearl with an opal. So it'll be an opal on either side of the pearl and a knot. Opal on either side of the pearl and a knot. So we'll have the opals in between the pearls basically. And so, all right. So that's the plan for that. Here's my little knotting tweezers. We are not gonna knot on this segment, but I have already completed a pair of earrings for my niece. That's an extra pair of little hooks. She just wanted simple little dangles. For this one, I just did crystals with one of the pearls. So, mainly because I didn't have all of the other items yet. I am going to replace this jump ring here because I have my sterling silver jump rings now. This jump ring is not sterling silver, but the wire I used to make this is sterling silver. So I will be changing out those jump rings. Okay. I found some closed jump rings that were sterling. One of them looks like it's actually open. Like the solder didn't get all the way done. But we've got some 6mm closed jump rings here. And I'm not sure what these are, but I will set those aside. And this is another, these are open 18 gauge sterling. So I've got 3 of those in there. Okay, here's my sterling French wire. So we'll set that up here. Here's my sterling clasp. I'm gonna need those for the chain. Okay, here's some more clasps. I'm gonna need those for the chain. All right, and here is sterling 4 and 6mm jump rings. I'm going to, there's my clasp. I'm going to need the amethyst. Here's the chain. I pulled out some crystals. Obviously I'm not using these, but this is amethyst Swarovski crystal here. And because I bought this before Swarovski got out of the crafting industry, I can say exactly what it is. So today I ordered a few extra things here. These are tiny little crystal sterling silver drops. And so we're going to have those just in a spot or two for some extra bling. Okay. And there's one more item. Where did those go? Okay, so here are some more closed jump rings, and these are sterling silver. And I think these are smaller closed jump rings. Okay. I think these are 5mm or 4mm. Now I can take flush cutters and open these if I need to. So if I need to have an open jump ring, I will turn that into an open jump ring with no hesitation. Just saying. Okay, so I have these bags here that my little extra pieces came in. I am waiting for one more extra piece that's supposed to be here tomorrow. So it might put a little damper on finishing the chain tonight. Okay. Today I just really wanted to work on the mechanics of all of this. I've got so many tools out. I'm gonna set this. I like to reuse these boxes too. So if you ever order anything online and it comes in one of these, hang on to the box. You can reuse it. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna slide my little Amy Millet pendants into it to protect them while I'm working. Okay. And for those of you that don't know, Amy Millet is the artist behind Zaz Beads. So, all right. I'm gonna start by wrapping this brio. Maybe I'll start by determining how big this wire is. I think it's 24 gauge. I hope. And it is. Okay, cool. So 24 gauge sterling silver wire. I am going to hold off on wrapping the brio because I think I want to wrap it directly to the chain. I gotta remember actually I don't want to wrap that completely to the chain. I'm remembering now I wanted to make this a charm with one of these little clasps on there so that you could hang it directly from the chain. Okay. So I am going to work on my brio. I should have, there we go. Okay. All right. So let's unwrap some wire here. The sterling silver is typically a dead soft wire. You can get it in half hard, but I am pretty sure the stuff at Hobby Lobby is dead soft. Okay, and I cannot seem to hold on to that. Do I have another pair of nylon jaw pliers here in my office? And it doesn't look like I do. I do have some round nose. Okay. I guess I will do this a little backwards. That kink right there is what I was trying to straighten out. There we go. Come on. Cooperate, please. I want to be careful and not work this too much because I don't want to harden it. Okay. I don't want to harden it, so I think I have it straightened out enough to where I can wrap my brio. Get my little cutters here. I'm just going to cut it right on that kink. That'd be just fine. Okay. All right. All right. I'm gonna hold this just briefly. Okay. Apparently I cannot hold on to anything today. All right. Okay, it's got some good movement here. I'm trying to decide if I want to do anything else with my drop. I don't think I do. Okay, so I'm going to trim that off. I'm trying to be really picky on where to cut it because I'm going to try and save that little piece because I might need it later. And since this is sterling silver wire, every little bit is important. Let's tuck the tail here. Okay. Now, these little guys come with jump rings. So I'm not going to worry about putting this directly on. Maybe I should. Yep. Let's just put it directly on the All right, I have an open bot package of those. There they are. Okay. I'm going to talk myself in and out of doing certain things throughout this whole ordeal. And the reason I'm doing that is because I really don't want to run the risk of losing the drop. So I think that if I do the wired wrap loop right on to the clip, to the lobster claw, I don't have to worry about that as much. And since this is a pretty high quality gemstone, we want to try and protect it as much as possible. But it does give us an extra jump ring to use later if we need it. All right. I am also going to add a pearl. So I'm going to stack a pearl on right here. And no, I don't want to use the button pearl. Where did I put those other pearls at? I put them away in a baggie. And of course didn't put the baggie where they should have gone. Should be right here. There they are. Okay. So since these are the pearls that we're using on the front, let's put one of these pearls on the back here. Hopefully it'll go on the wire. That's the trick. Okay. Yeah, that's going to help with our drop. It's going to break it up just a smidge. Okay. Like I mentioned before, my niece's birthstone is pearl. So this is pearl and amethyst together. It's perfect. Okay. There we go. And I need my little bent chain nose pliers here. Those really help hold everything together. Okay, now we have a beautiful pendant to hook on. And again, we're going to save this little bit of wire because we will need it. Okay. And let's get the tail tucked in. There we go. I think that's going to be perfect. Okay. We're going to set him aside because there's our drop at the bottom of our necklace, of our back chain. Now the piece that I'm missing is a, oh my goodness, why can't I think straight? They are sterling silver connector charms. So they have a little loop on both sides of the charm. And I thought that would be pretty to incorporate into this chain. So what I'm going to do is, I can't tell if this chain is soldered. Or if I can open it like a jump ring and connect it directly to my closed jump ring. Doesn't look like I can with the Rolo. Let's look at the cable chain. This one definitely has larger holes. I don't think it's soldered. Oh, it might be. Okay, that's unfortunate. So it is soldered, but let's see what we can do. Let's see, do we want to just use a jump ring for our closed jump ring? I've only got a few of the okay. Let's just see how this goes. Okay. So this is the bottom of our chain. And that is how that's going to hang on there. I think that's going to be very nice. All right, so we have the mechanics of that worked out. Okay. Now, gotta remember this is a foot of chain. I've got just a smidge extra chain. Like 12.5 inches. Okay. Now we probably want this to be, in the center of this chain, I want to make sure that I have a closed jump ring, one of these larger ones in the center. And the reason for that is because we want to have a spot to hang this in the center so she can wear it as a separate necklace. So one of these larger sterling silver closed jump rings are going to go in the center. Okay. My fear is that I'm going to end up making this way too long. Okay. All right, this is what we're going to do. we are going to attach, we're going to use the jump rings on these clasps. We're going to attach the chain. And then we're going to attach to the clasp, because we got to figure out that mechanic too. See how that's going to work. Okay. Oh, not closed. Okay. All right. I think I want to put it like that. Okay. And now we just need a smidge of the chain because we want two. So we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 links here. Yeah. Okay, 6 links. All right, 1, 2, 3. My eyes are crossing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that 7th link, 6, is where I'm going to cut. Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to use the 6mm jump ring, I think. For my chain. Oh, I need my 6 links for the next chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. And we're going to connect it to the chain. I hope I'm not off camera for this. Okay, I've got a really good closure on there. This chain is pretty fine. All right, here's my 6mm. I'm hoping that this chain fits. Because if not, I'm gonna have to figure something else out. All right, come on. I'm working with too small a chain here. It fits. Look at that. Okay. All right, come on. Don't be shy. Go on there. Oh, it fits. Love it. Should I just put that one on the backwards? I want them both going the same way. And you know what? I think my chains are different lengths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I do. I have 7 on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'm going to have to cut a link off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I dropped it. It kind of breaks my heart. Sterling silver is not cheap. Okay. Come on. There you go. Good job. Now I want to make sure my clasps are going the same way. And I think they are. Okay. Now remember, this is my center loop where the other side of my chain is gonna hang. And we want to make sure we get a good close on our jump ring here. Come on. You can do it. I think I've got a nice solid close on that. I do not see any space. Maybe I do. Okay. Okay, perfect. All right, now let's attach to our little butterfly here. Make sure we're still cooking with peanut oil. And let's not pinch my fingernail. Definitely need somebody with some young dexterity to connect this. Okay. All right. Now this clasp is tough. Okay, come on. Oh. Please come apart. Great. It shouldn't be this difficult to open. Probably should have checked this before I started this whole thing. There we go. Okay. All right, that's undone. And that's undone. Okay. 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 Now we know how this goes together. It's definitely a tight squeeze in there. Not sure how dirt and buildup got in there like that, but because this was wrapped in a... So that makes sense. I mean, it's natural patina. It's absolutely fine. Okay. So, good to know that it can still disconnect and come apart with that on. Challenge is going to be putting it back together. Okay. So, here we go. Put that on there like that. And pinch that back on there. Definitely need somebody stronger than me, apparently. Okay. All right. We are back together. Okay. Back together, my friends. Okay. Now we know what we know. And where's my other package of clasps? This is the last one that I need. Okay. All right, so here's from the clasp, and this is all going to dangle. Now in the center of this chain, we are going to put the 6mm jump ring. Okay. And that is about the center. And I think what I'm going to do is connect everything with a couple jump rings, as well as some wire wrapped beauties. Okay. Let's see. Let's pick out a couple of the gemmiest ones that we can find. These are kind of frosted. I wonder if the other ones are more shiny. No, those look frosted too. Okay, those look more frosted, so we won't use those, but maybe a couple of those will work. I'm really hesitant to do anything as far as that goes, just because I really want those two connectors before I start splicing this chain. So I'm going to say that part one of the necklace is done. We've got the pendant and the clasp taken care of here. So we know how it's going to transfer over. Now I'm going to do one of these little drops on that 6mm ring there, because why not? And I think that's one of my closed jump rings. So let's get, I think, nope, those are the closed. There's the open. Okay, here's the 4mm open jump rings. We're gonna put one of these on here so that Shauna doesn't have to take this chain off. She can just leave it on there if she wants, and it'll have a little dangle. So let's just put that dangle right on there. Maybe, maybe not. Everything else was fitting. Oh, there we go. It fit. It fit. It fit. Okay. There we go. Close up those jump rings. There we go. That's got a nice, beautiful closure on it. Can't even find it. Okay. So take this little guy off here. There we go. Got a little dangle. Okay. Yeah. That's going to work for me. We can also, when we put the rest of this back chain together, we can add some more of those little crystal dangles onto the chain. It'll be really pretty, just kind of hanging off to the side like that. Yeah. All right, so I think the mechanics are done for this. So that's perfect. Tomorrow, I will take several breaks throughout the day to work on getting the pearl knotting done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I don't need to pre-stretch this silk anymore. I guess you don't need to do that. I am going to use a number 2. I'm hoping that I can get 2 strands of this through my pearls so that I can knot it, so I can double knot. As a matter of fact, let's just try it real quick. So tomorrow during the day, I'm going to thoroughly wet this cord and allow it to dry. And then I will string on my pearls and my opals. And go from there. And I just realized my holes on my opals probably are not going to be big enough to put 2 strands. I'll be lucky if I can get 1 on there. Let's just take a couple opals off of the strand. And we'll try that. Kind of feel like this has a little bit of a graduation going on. I do want to use the larger. It is graduated. Ooh. Opals, opals, opals. Okay. First, I'm going to see if I can get two strands through here. It's probably just going to be 1. This is number 2 Griffin silk. Oh, you know what? I might be able to get 2 through here. That'll be a tight squeeze. Huh. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Set that aside. All right. see if the number 2 will go through the holes on the opal. Okay. There's 1. There's 2. Okay. Okay, it does go through. It is not going to go through a second time. That is a tight fit. It's not really super, super tight, but it does fill the drill hole pretty well. And opals are a soft stone, so you don't want to force it. So okay, I'm gonna look and see if I have a 3 griffin silk, because the 3 would give it it'd be a little bit more snug for the pearls if I had a 3. I don't know that a 4 will go through the opals, but I do have 4. So let me see. Okay, that's an 8. 8. That's the 2 I just had. That's a 0. 6. 4. 8. Okay. Let's see what I got for 4s. Oh, I don't even have a white 4. This will be interesting. Let's see. That's too dark. Okay, so for testing purposes, let's just go with this color here. It's the light pink. And we're just testing it to see if it will go through the opals and the pearls. I know it'll go through the pearl if the 2 went through the pearl twice. But I want to see if this will go through the opal. If it goes through the opal, then I will see if I can get a package of 3 silk at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Or 4 silk. That's white. Oh yeah, no, it's getting stuck right there at the end of the needle to get it onto the thread. So 2 it is. Two it is. And I put that 2 in the bag already. In the bag. I put it away. Okay. So tomorrow I will be wetting this down and straightening out this cord. And then we will string our pattern onto our silk and we'll knot it up. And then at some point tomorrow, I'll have the pieces to splice our chain. And there's our gorgeous earrings. And so, all right. This is turning out very pretty. I really like it. have to wait and see how the rest of it'll be. Maybe I can put a piece of amethyst in between the opals and do pearl, opal, amethyst, pearl, opal, amethyst. We can always strain up the pattern and see how it looks and go from there. Okay, so I will leave this sit right here. I think I'm done with the clasp part of it, like needing those, but definitely need jump rings. And everything is looking so pretty. It's working out. Love it when everything comes together. So hope you're enjoying this, and I will see you back here to finish it up next time. Hi guys, I am back for day 2 of working on my niece's bridal jewelry. Okay, I am going to figure out what I'm going to do here for getting my center going on. Bad news. The sterling silver crystal connector pieces that I wanted for this did not arrive. Big shocker. Says it'll be here tomorrow, but I don't have time to wait on it. So we're going to have to make an adjustment to the plan. So I went digging through my stash to see if I could find any better looking amethyst than what I have with those rounds. And I found a couple strands of this gorgeous faceted amethyst rondelles. Again, they don't really match this purple. This purple is unique all by itself. So we're not going to put this in the back of the chain. This will be the only piece in the back of the chain. We're going to put this in with the pearls and the opal. Maybe. So, I'm not sure how we're going to incorporate it, but I just really like this particular cut and this amethyst. This just seems to have more shine to it, more clarity. I might be able to get super picky on some of these to where it's not such a standout difference. Back side by side. So, yeah. Okay. We'll figure that out. But I've got my thread all ready for the knotting part of it, but I really want to finish working on the chain, get our pieces in here. And those rondelles might actually end up being too big. So let's get our pearls out. Just going to take them all off the strand here, and I do have a second strand of these pearls, so if I don't have enough to complete the necklace with one strand, I have more. So at least I don't have to worry about that. Okay. I like to reuse some of the artisans that I buy jewelry from, use jewelry boxes to send their pieces in. So I'm going to reuse those boxes to package the earrings up and the bracelet and the necklace. And I just had a box and I think I have buried it. All right, so we're going to use this one that I got from Randy since it has a sunflower on the top of it. And so we're going to quickly take out the pieces here. I kind of want to get the earrings off of my table. Okay, so I know, and since this has a sunflower on it, this is the perfect little box that I'm going to use for this. So we'll put that up on the table. Oh, let's put the little piece in there. Okay, because I have to give this to my dad tomorrow to take to the rehearsal supper. So, okay, let's figure out what we're going to do as far as splicing into this chain. I'm nervous that if I do too much, it's going to be too long, and if I don't do enough, it's going to be too short. So, okay. And I need to find the center because I want to have the 6mm jump ring in the center. So we're going to use this little trick here. And having these extra dangles on here is making it a little bit tricky. Okay. Man, I'm good at putting stuff away without realizing I put it away. How am I going to cut my chain with no cutters out here? Okay. So it looks like I just need to cut the one ring. Oh no, looky there. It's not even. Okay. Okay. I just need to cut this one little loop off. That will separate my two chains. And I will be able to do a splice. My goodness. Okay. Alrighty. Get that little loop off of there. Okay. Now this splice is going to be wire wrapped. And we're going to wire wrap it directly onto one of our closed jump rings. And I'm going to choose this one. And I'm going to wire wrap it directly to the closed jump ring. We're going to use this little piece. This might be, it'll either be too short or it won't be. Because I don't want a lot right there, but I want something right there. All right. Okay. Let's just take these amethyst off the strand, and let's pick out a couple of these. Okay. I am going to give these little amethyst a wash because they came from a really dusty warehouse. So I have a little thing of water right here. So I'm just going to, let's pick out a few off the strand. And you can see the dust coming off the strand there. Let's set that right there. Let's see about picking out a couple of these. And, you know, I don't think I could go wrong with any of those. So let's just put them in the water and give them a little stir. Okay. Let's give them a nice little stir. This is just room temperature water, and it's filtered water. I'm gonna make it a little easier on myself and grab my tweezers here. And just kind of take these little gems out of the water. Okay, set that aside, put my water back up here, and then I'm just going to give these a little dab and a little swooshy swoosh in the paper towel here. And that's just kind of drying them off. Okay, and we'll put those right there. Okay. Now, let's do a little wire wrap. I need all the tweezers and all the goodies coming out here. And I think these are my tiniest round nose pliers. Actually, yeah, they are. Okay. Might have to find a battery for the thread burner for the knotting project of that part of this. Okay. So I just want a small loop here. And this wire might just be too short, but we're going to try. Okay. How about you actually use the hand that you're supposed to use, Kimberly? Come on now. Okay. I think that'll do it. Let's open it up. Oh, there's my jump ring that I wanted to use for this. Okay. That might have been just too... Okay, not bad. It's got some nice free motion in there. Grab my bent chain nose pliers here. There we go. And now I'm going to do the wrapped. So I am wrapped directly on my jump ring. Do just a couple little turns here. Okay. So directly on the jump ring. Let's trim it. And give a little close. I'm okay with, all right, I'm okay with that. I'm happy. All right, now let's find in my little mix here let's stack up a couple of these guys. Okay. So we're going to do that one on this side. And those are just a little bigger. Okay. And let's put these here on this one. Okay. So we've got a fatter one and a thinner one on this side. So we're going to leave that fat one because I like how that one looks. We're going to see about this fat one. That one's still just a little bit too cloudy. Let's look at this one. Okay. Let's do those, and we're going to pair. Yeah, okay. We're going to do that one, and that one goes with that one. All right. So, all right. Okay. And let's take our chain here. And we are going to go directly to the chain. Okay. I'm not really too concerned what side goes where, because again, we are connecting directly to the jump ring. Okay. And I got my wire messed up here. It's okay. All right. There's one side done. And does my ring still, oh yeah, ring still flows good. All right. Let's go there. All right. a bent nose in here. This is really awkward. My chair is a little short and my desk is a little tall. So reaching over my desk is a little awkward. So I do apologize if I go off camera a little bit. I'm pretty sure I have everything in the mat. Okay. Just squish that down. Need to hold on to the wire again. All right, there we go. Got that on there. And now we've got our crystals. They really are kind of fat. I really want them to be about the same size. Okay, and we're going to use these two because I think they give me closer to the same length. Oops, uh-oh. Where did he go? He's over here on my little spider friend. And my spider friend is just a charm. There would not be a real spider on this table. We'd be having problems if there were. Okay. All right, and now we're gonna reattach our chain. Hold this differently. Come on. Okay. Give a little squish. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unhook this part of the necklace here. Okay. And I'm going to unhook it from here. And we're going to put our little clasp on our center dangle here. Okay. All right. So I think that's really pretty, how this lays like a necklace by itself. And now we just need to add some maybe pearls and opals into the chain, and that'll give it just enough. That'll give it just enough. Okay, let's take a few more of the amethyst and let's wash it up. I'll just stick it in the water for now. I'll put a few of them in the water so I have more to choose from. Okay, I think I have enough amethyst. So I will put the rest of this strand in a baggie and put it back with its partner in crime. Okay, you know what else I'm gonna do? I'm going to put one of these little crystals on a jump ring and stick it on our closed jump ring. Okay. Oh, those are our tiny closed jump rings. Those are the 6mm that I got from Randy. Where are the 4mm that I got from Randy? I left everything on my table. This is not funny. I'm pretty sure those are not them. Where did they go? Here they are. There's my little ones. Okay. Oh, I gotta make sure that I save 2 of these jump rings so that I can fix the earrings that have the base metal. Okay. All right. There's that bad boy. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. There's that little crystal. So when this is attached, that little crystal just kind of hangs out. I like that. Okay. Now, let's figure out our next splice. And let's see, the opal holes might not be big enough for the wire. And if that's the case, then we know that opals are not going in the chain. Yeah. Okay. So the opals are not going in the chain. We've established that. That's good. So let's just grab a couple pearls. Let's see, should we put the pearls with amethyst in a splice? How do we like that? I think we just do a couple of the pearl slices and call it good. Yeah, I think we'll just do a couple of those. So let's find two that are about the same size. Okay, those two work, and let's do two more. So we'll do a total of 4 pearls in the back of the necklace. Okay, so we'll do those. And we'll do a pearl in between. We are going to be splicing the heck out of this chain. Okay, here's my clasp, here's my little pendant, and here's my necklace. I don't want to add a lot, but I do need to have at least 18 inches going on here. Okay, come on. All right. Let me see where we're at as far as the length of this chain goes. How much did I add to it? Okay, so we have not added a lot of length to it yet, so that works out perfect. That is phenomenal. All right. So let's see here. Let's do, how many links? Let's do, since I do want 1, 2, okay, and 3. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 80. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've got 88 links here. All right, divided by 3. Actually, 85 divided by 3, because I'm going to end up cutting 3 links out. So 85, 3 goes into 8 twice. That's 2, 5, so 28. So every 28 links is what we're going to end up doing here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Let's do it at the 25th link is where we're going to splice it in. Okay. I have to do a necklace like this 3 more times, 5 more times in my life. 5 more. I should probably start making them now. Okay, so I'm going to put my little, since I've counted that one, and I know I'm going to do 3 splices into this chain. I'm just going to trim it and take the chain off, and then I'm going to trim the other side as well and just get that out of the way, because you know that would make sense, right? Go ahead and get the chain out of the way. You know what you want to do. Okay, let's make sure those line up. And I dropped the other side. That's not good. Okay. Let's make sure I have them lined up. And I do not. Okay. Here we go. Now they're lined up. So we are going to snip this one right here. Okay. There we go. And now we're going to do the other side. Okay, Mr. Spidey friend needs to let go of my chain and my pearl thread. I'm all knotted up here. Okay. Okay, and now I need my little ball head pin here. And am I lined up? I am not lined up. I think I've got one too many. still not lined up. That's not lined up. What do we got going on? Why aren't we lining up? Oh yeah, that's lined up. Okay. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to snipper right there. Okay. So that chain goes there. And why did I do that? Because I still need that little piece of chain. And bonus points if anybody can tell me how many pieces of this sterling silver chain I have snipped off. Come on. All right. Do they line? I don't think they do. Okay. Now they align. And if they're off by one little ring, nobody is going to notice because it's just going to be in a line down the back of her dress. So it'll be fine. Okay. There's my middle chain splice for both sides. All right. And of course I put the other piece in there. Okay. One little turn there. And we're going to go to the very tip of this because I want a small loop. And I know it's hard to hold on to when it's at the very tip. I don't want to mar the wire. Okay. There we go. And I also like to work from the spool as much as I possibly can to try and save the wire. I mean, I have plenty of wire here to do my splices into this chain, so that I'm not worried about. And I'm only doing 2 little wraps. Because I want the pearl to be the show. I'm using my micro crimpers, just the top little notch right here, to close that wire down on there. And the reason I'm doing that is because it's just easier to do that with the micro crimpers. Okay, I'm also going to grab my flat nose here because I got my loop a little bent, so we're going to straighten him out just a smidge. There we go. Okay, and now I'm going to trim this wire. I'm going to go about right there. I think that should be enough. Okay, and we're going to open up the loop just a smidge, close the loop, there's our bent chain nose. Let's turn it around so I can see the twists here. Okay. See if I can finagle my pliers to close that just a smidge more. Oh yeah. Okay. Spliced right in there. Beautiful. Okay. Let me see. I got 25 loops there. Then I got 3 to splice in. We're just going to do the pearl, I think. Yeah. Let's just splice in the second pearl. We're not even going to worry about doing the amethyst because I didn't do my math right. Okay. All right. I'm trying not to mar my wire here, so but I do need to hold on to it pretty firmly. Okay, there we go. Open that up a little bit. Okay. Okay. Got a couple little wraps on there. Use my mini crimpers, or not mighty, my micro crimpers. Okay. All right, come on now, cooperate, please. There we go. I'm gonna trim it about right there. Just a little bit of space, bend. That might be a little more space than I needed, but that's okay. We'll just kind of tell it where to go. Pardon me. Okay, wrong pliers. I need my petite bent nose pliers going on over here. Okay, and we're going to give that just a little pull here. There we go. Okay. Trim. And let's see if I can snip that in there. Looks good. Oh yeah, I think this is going to be beautiful. I don't like the shape of that little loop, but let's see if we can show it who's boss and tilt it just a smidge. That's better. Not perfect, but it's better. Okay. All right. Let's do our 2 pearls on the other side. I think it was those 2. Nope, it was those 2. Okay. Get some crimpers going on here. Okay. not doing a whole lot of talking with this project, and I do apologize. Just feel like I'm trying to stay concentrated so I don't waste sterling silver wire by not remembering to splice in the chain. With the price of silver going up, it's pretty important to be conscientious about what you're doing. Okay. Look at that splice. That's so nice. Let's see if I can give that one a little squeeze with the crimper to tuck that tail. Yeah. Okay, that one's gonna have to have a good old-fashioned black wire, black pliers. Okay, beautiful. I accidentally squished my loop right here, but he's hooked, so maybe that's what I need to do with the other side that's got that funky loop on it. Squish it with the mini crimper for a second. Unintentionally, of course, but okay. Final pearl. Here we go. This is the side. Okay. Okay, a little bitty. That one was just a little bit extra on the wire. Okay. Oh, I got a kink in the wire, but I might be okay. I'll just cut it right at the end of the kink, because that's the last piece of wire that I need. And let's see if I can straighten it just a smidge with the nylon jaws. Thankfully the pearl is on there, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, just a little bit of a straighten because we're gonna wrap anyway, and it's not, we're gonna end up trimming that off. But I didn't want it to hurt my fingers, so straighten it just a smidge. Oh. Okay, here we go. Okay, splice on. There we go. Thank you very much. It's nice doing business with you. Please come back. Spin back around. All right, let's grab our little hoop here. Oh, oops. Oh, that's not what I want to see. That was not good. Okay. Can't do that again. Got to be more careful. Get the chain on the opposite side of the pliers. All right, I got a hold of it. No, don't pull apart. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay. Our back chain is complete. Now, we could add in some of our little charms if we chose to. But I think that's pretty, and I could use a couple jump rings and throw on more of these little charms, and it would be really pretty. But let's see where we are after we do the knotted pearls and opals. Yep. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, since I'm going to put these tools away because I don't need them for the rest of this project. Well, not really the rest of the project, but I don't need them to knot with. I might need them again later, but I don't need them right this second. So we're going to get everything that we don't need off the desk here so that it's not in our way. And I'm going to put our little dangle and our clasp and our back chain in the box and set it aside. Here's our opals, and I did not know that my opals were a graduated strand, so this is going to be interesting. And here's all of our tiny little sterling silver pieces. I kind of feel like I should put these little scraps in something and just build up a sterling silver scrap pile that can be melted down by somebody other than me, because I ain't got that kind of time. I mean, that's probably $10 worth of sterling silver right there. Oh, there's another piece of silver. I mean, it's a lot. Okay. I'm just gonna set that off to the side. All right, so here's their opals. This is the side that I cut. Okay. Need to get a little piece of our gilly wire here. French wire, gilly wire, whatever you want to call it. It's a wire. And I said I didn't need my cutters or anything like that. I lied. because we're going to need the cutters for the gilly. We're probably going, well, I already messed it up, so let's just cut it right there. Okay. And now we got to put it away somehow. Okay. Okay, so when I knot pearls, I do it a little bit differently than most people do. I'm actually going to incorporate some of these amethyst, I think, into the front part of the necklace. So let's get the rest of our amethyst out of here. I'm just going to use my fingers this time and take them out of the water. I just felt like it really needed a little bit of something with the color. I don't even know what my niece's wedding colors are, but hopefully she likes having just a little bit of amethyst in the necklace. I'm gonna kind of dab those dry. It's hot enough in my office tonight that these will dry pretty quickly. But they're not dusty anymore. Okay. So there's that. And I'm going to pull off from both sides of this strand of opals, I think. Since it is graduated, I don't want my opals to get noticeably larger as I work this. Okay, so when I knot pearls, I have already taken off, I showed you the card earlier, so I've already taken the thread off the card, and we are going to string our pearls and our everything on here. So everything's going to go on here, and I'm going to bring it down, and I'm going to start knotting on this end of the project, and I'm going to leave the needle attached. The reason I'm going to do that is because this necklace isn't going to use all of this cording. And if I leave the needle attached, I can use the rest of it with the needle. So for that reason, I do things a little bit differently. This one, I have thoughts in mind. This is actually my first time using the French wire. I typically use clamshells. But I couldn't get my hands on any sterling silver clamshells, but I could get some gilly wire. So I'm going to put on a piece of the gilly wire here, and actually I think I need to trim him up a little bit. Okay. This is the tricky part because this is really tiny and I can't really see the hole very well. But it went on there. Perfect. So we're going to bring that down, but I'm going to grab a pearl first. I'm going to get one pearl going. Maybe. I did not think this through very well. Okay, I need to take that pearl off. Let's see. Initially, what I wanted to do was put my pearl on and not back through, and that's just not going to work out. So I'll take my gilly wire, go all the way down here, and I'm going to tie an overhanded knot. And I have gone down that way. Okay. And now we're going to go the other direction and bring that down. And tighten that up as best as we can. Okay. And I'm going to do one more knot so that, and then I'm going to put a little dollop of hypo cement on that knot. Don't know if I will be able to melt silk. I don't think I've ever tried to melt silk with my thread burner. Okay, very tiny little dollop of hypo cement. Let's just see. We'll test it on the back end here and see if it'll melt or just burn. Looks like it just burns, and I do not want that mark. Yeah. So, does not melt. I think we're good to trim. Okay. All right, now let's put a pearl on. And let's see, how do we want our pattern to go? How's that? And then we'll do 1 and 2. And let's see how we like that. Throwing in a little bit of Amy in the front. And we'll do 1. And 2. And a pearl. Come on, get in there. Okay. One and 2. And a pearl. Okay. All right, Mr. Needle, quit being difficult, please. Okay. So I think that's going to be our pattern. We're going to have 1, and 2, and then we're going to pick out an amethyst, and we're going to do 2 opals. Oh, yes. I like it. I love it. All right. Now I am going to thread on about 16 inches of pearls and amethyst and gorgeous opals. I think adding the amethyst just really helps. It doesn't really, it plays nicely with the pearls and the opal. Look at the fire in these opals. I mean, oh, stunning. That is just stunning. And having the amethyst in there really adds some more spark to it. Unfortunately, I will never see the price that I paid on these opals ever again. I got such a good bargain on those. So this will likely be the one and only necklace. But I am realizing that I probably did not do this the best way as far as the opals, since they are graduated, because they're just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. So yeah, I did not think that through very well on how I was taking those off. So I'm going to stop taking them off in the way that I'm doing it. I'm afraid that it'll mess up how it looks going further down. I kind of want to make myself one of these. Little opal and pearl necklaces. I would actually use ruby for mine, just because that's my birthstone. Pearls are my niece's birthstone. Amethyst is her soon-to-be husband's birthstone. And opal is the stone for October, which is when they're getting married. I did flip an opal. There he is. I know you're probably bored watching me string this, but I'm actually going to speed through this when I edit this video to post, I will speed through the part where I string this whole thing, and then I will do a few of the knots on the video here with you guys, and then I'm going to stop the video, finish the knotting, and then I'll show you the finished piece when it's all said and done. Okay, let me see. I know I don't have 16 inches here, but I'm curious how much I have on here. Okay, I've got 6.5 inches. And I want 8 inches because I think, do I want to add one of these to it? No. That's too big, too much. Not happening. I think what I've done so far is plenty. Okay, and time for a little amethyst. That one's just a little too fat. Let's do that one. Yep. Alrighty. Okay, let's see where we're at with our length. Oh, we are at just over 9 inches. Okay, so we're going to use, I'm going to knot that side here. Okay, and I'm going to carefully take those off. And I'm going to knot this side over here. Okay. And set those aside. Okay. I'm working from this side of my little stack of opals here. I'm going to do the rest of this chain going backwards with the side of the pearls or the opals. Okay. There's that. Let's put pearl on. Okay. Come on. That is one thing working with these opals. They are very small and the holes are nearly impossible to see. Nearly impossible to see. Straighten my needle back out. Okay. Let's see, how much length do I have here? I've got 12 inches. So I think if I did one more set, I should be close to where I want to be. Because I don't want this necklace to be super, super long. Like I've mentioned before that my niece is very petite. So I think an 18-inch necklace would be too long. And the 16-inch would be right about where it needs to be. Okay, there's that. And actually, I don't have enough opals to go all the way. So let's see. Oh my, there's another piece of silver. Okay. So get all this out of my way here. So I am at about 12 inches right there. So we're at about 13.5. By the time I put all the knots in here, it will probably be longer. So I will scooch everything down and start the knotting process. Now I am going to leave these little bits of opal here and my other stuff on my mat because since I'm leaving the needle on, I can always add more if I need more length. So we're going to take our pearls and everything down the cord. Okay. All right. And see, here's our gilly wire. We've got it knotted. We put a little bit of glue on it. Should be fine now. So we're going to go down here. And we're going to knot. I might have a crimp cover that I could put over the top of that, actually. I didn't take them out of my drawer here, but I did see them. Just a little bag with a couple of tiny little sterling silver crimp covers in there, which I thought was neat, but I didn't take them out. Oh, look, here's another bag of 6mm closed jump rings. Oh, nope, those are open. All right, where are those little crimp covers? I know I have them. Oh, those are some clamshells, it looks like, but that's not what I want anyway. Oh, here. Oh, they're big. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think those will work. Those are just a smidge too big. I thought I saw some smaller ones in here. You never really know what you have until you start digging around and looking for something else. And those might be too big too. But these are sterling silver as well. Okay. Let's just see if I like it or not. All right. I do kind of want to close the hole there. Or not close the hole, but kind of hide the knot. Let's just look at it and see if we like it, because there's plenty of space there to trim it off if need be. I just really don't like the look of the knot by itself. Yeah. Okay, let's put him on. I mean, it's not gonna hurt anything. We might as well. Okay, these are my mighty crimpers. I like to use mighty crimpers for putting on crimp covers. So they hold it really nicely. Okay. Just a gentle little smoosh. Oh yeah, okay. I do like that a little bit better. Okay, gives it a more finished look. I'm going to kick myself if I find the smaller ones, because I have tiny sterling silver ones too. And I'm just going around this guy and closing him up like a bead. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Way better. Just gives it a more polished look right there. Okay, now let's do our first knot. The holes on this are pretty small. The knots are not going to get buried, and I don't want the knots to be massive. So we're just going to do a single knot. Just a single overhanded knot. Okay. Gently pull. And there we go. Okay, now we're going to bring down our 2 opals. And we're going to do the same thing. Have my little opening, drop my... How about I not let go of my opening? So here's my opening between my 2 fingers. And I'm just going to drop my pearls in there. I'm going to take my pearl knotting tweezers. I like these little bent nose tweezers. I also have some that I got from Randy that I really like, but they have teeth, and I don't like to use the teeth very much when I'm working with pearls and stones. Okay, let me just start that one over because that one got messed up. Okay, my hole, drop her in, come down here, and we're going to grab the very tip of the silk, and we're not going to get undone. Okay, and bring our knot right down there to our piece, pull them in. Knots right there. And these holes on these gems and these pearls are, like I said, small, so there's no need to do a double knot. Okay. Put that knot right in place. And now we've got our two amethyst, our two opals are coming back down. And you can hear the silk going through those opals. Okay. Knots in place. And our amethyst. Bring it down. And put our knot right in place. I really should end this video right here and go to bed because I've been working on it for a little bit and it's 3:30 in the morning. So what's going to happen now, I've kind of shown you the pattern. I've put it on the thread. I'm not going to bore you with doing any more or doing the whole thing tonight. This video has already gotten pretty stinking long as it is, and we're just now knotting. So what's going to happen is I'm going to finish these. You know what, I'm going to knot this and get it finished so that I can give it to my dad tomorrow to give to my niece. So she has it. And I have to give instructions to my aunt, because I'm sure my aunt is going to the rehearsal supper tomorrow night. I am not. But if I give instructions to my aunt on how everything works, I think she can manage to tell my niece how it all goes together. Okay. I'm going to end up finishing this tonight. I really should go to bed. But this is a pretty important project, so if I can get halfway done with it tonight, I can finish it tomorrow during my lunch. Oh. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop my video right here. And I will bring you guys back on and show you the finished project. And so it'll probably be a little picture or something to show you the finished project, or I'll turn the recording back on and show it to you all put together, and then I'll do a little video of maybe on a bust or something. I'm just hoping that it's long enough and not too long. Uh-oh. Okay. That's gonna happen, and that's okay. Whoa. All right, so I'm not gonna be able to get that knot out. It's a little too tight right there. Or can I? Is it going to come loose? Okay. So this particular one is going to have a little, it's going to have a bigger knot right there. Because I'm going to try and knot it on top of that knot and bring it down and kind of hide it a little bit better. Yeah, kind of like that. So there we go. We know it's there, but it's not obvious to anybody else. And this is kind of like sort of on the back. And it was not front and center. So there we go. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video here. Let's see. I'm curious how long this little section is because it gives me an idea. Okay, so that's about 4 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is about 1 inch per section here. Okay, so if that's one, we got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, Okay, we should be fine. All right. Like I said, I'm just going to stop the video here. I'm going to finish this knotting project and put everything together, and I'll show you the finished piece when it's done. Thanks for watching this long. Appreciate you. Have a good day. Okay, guys. I'm back. Everything is perfect. It's, by the time I put this piece on, it'll be 14 inches. And I think that's going to be the perfect length. It does go around my neck and touch in the back. So if it fits me, it'll fit her. She is smaller than I am. And I don't want it to be so long on her that it really pulls the back chain. So we're going to call it good. I mean, I could put 1 more inch on there because each one of these sections here is 1 inch. So I could do another section. That might actually work out. Let's see, how many more opals do I need to do a section? 2, 4, 6, and I've got 4 sitting right here, so I would have to undo my knot and grab 2 more opals off of there. Just to be on the safe side, but my clasp is kind of big back there, so let's just do it. What's 1 more section? Okay. And then at least we're on the safe side. She's got enough space. And then it won't look maybe so short when she wears it with her extra strand when we convert the other chain into the second strand of the necklace. Okay, let me just grab a couple opals here. Will it go over the knot? That would be helpful if it did. It won't. That's fine, whatever. Just cut it off. No big deal. And we'll put our 2 little opals there and our last pearl. Okay. Now we will be right at 15 inches, which I think will be perfect. So let's throw our last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 knots in here, and then we'll do our ending. Okay. I got my cording backwards. That's okay. Might be easier to do it this way anyway. Okay. Yeah, that's not working for me. up our necklace, put her through. Opals. I am going to use the 6mm jump ring, I think, to connect to the clasp. But we'll see which one works best. Now, silk cord does wear out over time, so you do want to, I'm actually going to knot that right there. I wasn't going to. But I am. So every once in a while you want to restring your pearls. Every couple months, not couple months, every couple years probably. It just depends on how often you wear them. Because silk does break down. It is a natural material. It will break down. It doesn't necessarily last forever. If you've got grandma's pearls and that silk cording is looking a little frail, reach out to somebody and ask if they can restring them. I will tell you that it is not a cheap process to have pearls restrung. It's very labor intensive. So basically what I'm saying is don't ask me to do it, because it will not be cheap. Oh. All right, come on. I'm off camera, I'm sure. It's being a little testy to tie off. right, I do see a little piece of the wire, the gilly wire kind of sticking out here, so let's trim him off. There we go, maybe. All right, let's take the cord out of there. Okay, now we are going to do a teeny tiny little dollop of the glue again on our knot here. All right, dollop on that side. That was probably a little bit more than what I wanted. That's okay, we're gonna let that dry for a minute while we close it up. Okay. So we got a little bit of glue there. I think I got the glue there. Might need just a little bit more glue. Okay, now I've got a lot of this thread left and my needle's attached. So I can put that back on the card and save that. I'm gonna get the glue back out and put a little bit more glue on this knot. Because remember, we're gonna cover it with the knot cover. And it's always harder to knot the other side. Okay. Now, let's get our knot cover held on with our mighty crimper first. You see the little knot cover goes right into that front notch very nicely. I'm gonna try and turn it a little bit more. There we go. And we're going to do our best. Let's hold our gilly wire with our tweezers. Okay. No. Go down over that knot. Go where you're supposed to go. Okay. There we go. And I'm just going to tell this knot cover to behave. Okay. There we go. Looks pretty good. All right, now Let's get our chain nose back out, because we've got to assemble our project here. I'm going to put my opals back in their bag. And I'm going to put the amethyst friends back in their bag, wherever they're at. Okay. So we got loose amethyst here. So let's get that put away. Because when we assemble this necklace, all these beads will fly around, and I don't really want to deal with that. Okay. All right, and here's my pearl bag. Okay, somewhere I have a bag for these little guys. Okay, those are the closed jump rings. That one's an open one. Okay, here's the 6mm jump rings from Randy. We might be, I just felt like maybe the 6mm would fit better on the clasp than these 4mm. So we're gonna see which ones work better. All right, here's our clasp. All right, here is our open jump ring. If I can get a hold of it. Come on. Cooperate, please. There we go. Let's get the gilly on there. Maybe. Okay. That looks pretty good, actually. Okay. So the 4mm does work. Okay. Okay. So there's our necklace. There's the front part of our necklace. Okay. And now all right. Here is our clasp for our other necklace. And this is so dainty, it's hard to get a hold of. Okay, so there's that. And our back. All right, so here we go. This is a very, very long chain back here, but so this will hang down that down her spine on her backless dress. So there's the front, so that's how it'll hang. And it's wanting to twist on me, and that's just because the weight is not evenly distributed because it's not on a person right yet. Okay, and then here's her piece for the front. So imagine that around the neck and this hanging off. Let me grab my bust here. You're going to see a mess here on my table, but we're going to lift this so you can kind of see it on the bust, how it hangs. So on the bust here, so this will hang down her spine. Okay, so that's really pretty, actually. And I'm going to unhook it here, flip it around, okay. And I'm going to hook that like that. Take this drop off. And let's hope it all works out. Okay. Well, maybe not as well as I would like, but it's still kind of cool. So there's that. I may have to reconfigure how it works out. Yeah, I need to think about that for a minute. It's probably going to be a change to the chain back here, because, you know, that's just a piece there. So maybe to give it a little bit more length, we'll have to figure that out. But she can wear them together or separate. So it is pretty. But I will get some better pictures and we will go from there. Thanks, guys. Bye.